Listening to the Everything Geek podcast.
Hey, this is Rich McDonald, and I play Commander David Mason on Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And you're listening to Everything Geek podcast.
Hello, I'm Simon Fisherbecker. You probably know me better as Dorian Moldavar from Doctor Who, or the Fat Friar from Harry Potter. And this is Everything Geek Podcast.
Your attention, masters, mistresses. All systems functional for the Everything Geek Podcast.
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Plo Koon in Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you're listening to Everything Geek, the podcast.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot with the Everything Geek podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Rory Williamson of the Everything Geek podcast, and joining me here at Belfast Film and Comic Con is a very special guest. We have actor Samuel Anderson, best known for playing Danny Pink and Orson Pink in Doctor Who, Crofer in The History Boys, Ross Kirk in Emmerdale, Daniel in Trolley, Jason in Totally Frank, Chris Kingsley and Liam in Casualty, and Fingers in Gavin and Stacey. Samuel, how are you?
I'm good. Hello everyone too. I'm very good, very good.
Are you enjoying the event so far?
Yeah, it's been a nice day. Got to stay over in Belfast last night, had a little trip around the town, having a good time. So.
It's very nice. Have you been to Belfast before? Was this your first time?
First time to Belfast, second time to Ireland, first time in Belfast. The Black Paddy is home-ish.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. For our listeners who may not be familiar with your background, can you tell us how did you decide you wanted to become an actor?
It was a bit of an accident, actually. I just followed my older cousin. He was going to drama school one day, and it surprised me. I mean, as far as I knew, he'd left school at 16, and that was the end of his education. And then one Saturday, I think we were out skating or something, and he says, "Oh, I'm getting off the bus here. I'm going to college." I was like, "What? You're going to college, you?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's different kind of college. It's drama school." And I was like, "Well, I'm coming." And he was like, "No, you can't just come." And I was like, "Well, you just go. Why can't I just go?" And he explained why and whatnot. But I ended up doing a part-time thing once a week, and it was just fun. Still at that period, at that point, I wasn't even thinking of being an actor. I was just enjoying the classes and stuff, playing the games. I was about 14, and then as the years went by, I kind of clocked that I could actually make something of this and make it a bit of a career. And I got to 18 and went and auditioned for drama school in London, and the rest is history.
It's very interesting, very nice story. Throughout your time on Doctor Who as Danny Pink, your character had very different relationships with both the Doctor and Clara, with the former only really respecting Danny in his last episode. Were you satisfied with the development and the relationship Danny had with both characters by the end of the season?
Yeah, I think... I mean, yay and nay. As an actor, you always... Well, I'm a greedy actor. I want more, give me more. But I think that their relationship had to develop. I mean, it would have been nicer to do... This is me talking as a fan of the show. It would have been nice to, be on more of the adventures and stuff. But then also at the same time as as a fan, but as a respecter of the art and stuff, the story needed that bit of friction between the Doctor and another character, and it was kind of at the expense of not going on all of these missions. I think the relationship was great between him and the Doctor. It was someone that stood up to the Doctor, that didn't hero worship at all, and it really made Clara's life very interesting and very difficult and very dramatic. So
yeah, definitely, because Danny is very interesting in the sense that he's a love interest for the Clara, but in contrast to her, she literally, as you said, worships him, and your character provided a difference in that regard, so it's a very interesting answer.
Call him the companion's companion.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Even though you primarily played Danny Pink in Doctor Who, you also played a descendant of his in the episode Listen called Orson Pink. Do you think there's any chance of you playing Orson again if it's still possible for him to return?
Well, science says anything is possible. So yeah, there's definitely a chance, and I would grab it by the horns.
It's Doctor Who, man.
Yeah, it definitely is. And now, I have to ask this because the Cybermen are my favourite Doctor Who villains. What was it like wearing the Cyberman suit? Was it comfortable or uncomfortable?
It's funny you say that. That was they're my dad's favourite villain of all time, and I just found out I was going to do this, have the cyber death kind of thing, do the Cyberman thing, and a week after finding out, I went to the Doctor Who experience with my sisters and my parents, and we went upstairs, and there's a little bit of a museum bit after the show, and they had all the Cybermen through the ages lined up on display. And my dad was like, "Oh, Samuel, these guys, man, these are bad. When you're a kid, you don't really want to, watch too well, but you can't stop watching. But you kind of hid them while you're watching." And all the time, I was thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm about to become one of my dad's favorite villains of all time." And I can't tell him. I can't wait for him to see it. But it was about as comfortable as standing on your head for an hour. And it took forever to get in. It was like a good few hours for the face and for the kit, and it was hot, and it was the hottest day. It was the hottest week of the year. That the week we filmed that, but terribly uncomfortable, but so worth it. So worth it. It looks great, Yeah.
And my final question: do you have any upcoming acting roles or any other projects you would like to tell us?
Tomorrow is the 2nd of November, 2015. It's the start of the 5th season of Trolley. So I'm playing another Danny in this show. So yeah, Danny's returning, but just not as you know him.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Make sure to check out our podcast links, check out our website.everythinggeekpodcast.com/EGP, check out our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/everythinggeekpodcast, check out our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/user/everythinggeekcast. Check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/everythinggeekp. Check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/official-everythinggeekpodcast. Check out our Mixcloud profile, www.mixcloud.com/everythinggeekpodcast. Email us at the below email, everythinggeekpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our companion podcast, Everything Geek Comic Cast, www.facebook.com/everythinggeekcomiccast. Make sure to check out the hosts' YouTube channels. Mine is www.youtube.com/user/separatist destroyers. Check out Samuel Anderson on Twitter, twitter.com